get through the whole thing. Why not? Here we are in perfect fashion. A little hiccup to start. But when trouble calls, I don't pass it up. I pick up on the first ring and ask, what's up? You know my name. Cocaine. Used to sell
Propane.
propane. I used to sell propane. They call me Bobby Hill.
That's right.
I'm sitting across from my oversexed you in more of a position of understanding.
Okay.
And I think you've come a long way.
All right.
But I also see you slip back into your old habits occasionally, like being angry at guys who don't get any snapper.
I'm not angry.
You should feel.
No, see,
you should feel empathetic for them.
I do.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm not angry at guys who don't get any snapper. I'm angry at guys who don't get any snapper and don't know how to look inward and adjust themselves to the situation rather than just pretty much pointing out everything around them and explaining why all of this other stuff is the problem and not them.
Well,
That's the people I have a problem with. I don't have a problem with, I don't get laid much, but maybe I got to lose some weight. Maybe I got to get my hair cut. Maybe I got to take a shower. Maybe I got to learn better game.
But if nobody tells them that they're supposed to be looking inward, rather than they're being told by guys, oh, this is the reason, because
Right.
OnlyFans exists and modern women are this and this, that, and the third. But nobody's really saying, actually, the guy who kind of is saying, hey, look inward, go get some money, work hard, work on yourself, they're taking them off of the planet. They're trying to take them off the mat.
Which guys are those?
I feel like that is generally Tate's message, is be a better guy.
Well, so there's this line, and at a certain point, that is Tate's message. That's also that guy in Florida, Myron's. That's all their messages.
I don't know Myron.
Well, they're all the same person with different haircuts.
Right.
At some point, the message is better yourself. Learn how to do this, learn how to be this, and better yourself.
Yeah.
But then they step over that. And then once you've bettered yourself, realize that women are just possessions, and you talk to them however you want, and you don't let them say anything, and you don't let them do anything, and you got to control them like we're fucking cavemen, and we let society let women be equals, and that's bullshit. If they had stopped at the here's how you can better yourself, they'd be pretty admirable people.
Yeah.
But they go that extra mile to let you know that women ain't shit, and that's the problem. That, and then the whole beta alpha sigma thing.
I don't believe in beta alpha sigma.
Nor do I.
Actually, I think that's a reality. There really are guys who are, and you can use a different word besides alpha if that annoys you.
Right.
But there are men who are more proactive and socially more successful.
So yes, there are people with like leadership mentality.
Right.
There's no questioning that. But like the idea that so your leadership quality should translate to every single scenario across the board is horseshit. And then B, the idea that like if you're built to be a certain way, you can just adjust and become someone different is horseshit. And then 3, and I think more importantly, like,
you know how many times I've adjusted to become somebody different?
You haven't.
Yeah.
We've talked about
but it's all inside of the same character.
Well, it's all inside the same character, and we've discussed certain bullet points to where like it's not so much that you changed, it's that you became aware of the things you needed to avoid,
I'd say,
in order to not get yourself in trouble.
No, I didn't change. I would
Right.
say it's more of a adjustment,
Yeah.
if you will.
Fair enough.
To be a different type of guy than I was previously being.
Well, not a different type of guy, but a more aware.
Yeah, absolutely a different type of guy.
More aware of yourself and where your pluses and minuses are.
You could play
I feel like
semantics if you want, but you painted yourself into a corner.
You've said this before, that like if an 8-ball showed up at the right time, you'd be right back down that slide again, right? That's what I'm talking about. Like, okay, I have to avoid just certain little things to make sure that I don't fall down this hill that I fell down once before. That's your adjustment. But you're the same person. You're just more aware of your flaws.
But I don't know that that's. I don't know that I am the same. I think I'm a pretty different guy, right? Like,
Okay.
let's take it this. Since we're talking incels,
Right.
the idea that women are less than,
Right.
right? I'm not saying they are or they aren't. I'm not taking a strong stance on that. But
Go either way.
there was a time when I was less successful in my business life, in my financial life, in my self-worth life, in my freedom, my ability to stay free, right? I was less successful in all these categories, and women were held on a pedestal. Women who were around me were like, oh, she's in charge, or
Okay.
like, we're walking together and I'm following her. That shit doesn't work. That shit, for me, that didn't work.
Right.
When me and my wife split up, I went along my own path, readjusted my head, right? And then when we came back together, I said, hey, if we're going to be together, I lived in your life for X amount of years, and it got us to the point where we split up.
Right.
So now you're going to live in my life, like the idea of I'll let you walk behind me and I'll figure it out, and I'm talk to you, and we're essentially equals, but one of us is a leader.
Right. Because you're both so.
And I've had way more success in that mindset than I did when it was given more power to my significant other.
Right. And I absolutely understand what you're saying, and that goes to the idea that a relationship is a team, right?
Yeah.
So if our team is Shaq and Kobe, and for the first 5 years we have Shaq on the outside shooting jumpers and Kobe underneath getting rebounds, we're going to have problems. But then at some point we come to the realization that your strong suit is under the basket clearing the glass, and my strong suit is out on the outside shooting J's, and we're going to win championships. So absolutely there's roles for each person to play.
But one of those guys has to call the plays.
Sure.
You can't.
Coach. but
player coach.
At no point in your adjustment did your wife become like a lesser human being.
No.
Like, it's not always just what I say goes. It's I'm in charge, but I'm gonna consult with you on certain things. Sometimes, not at the bike shop, but other than that.
I mean, I'm not saying that women are possessions, but I'm not dating. I'm not dealing with 22-year-old girls right now who grew up with the mindset that the 20-year-old kids have.
That's fair.
I don't know what the necessary route of action is in order to like be successful with women in a younger age bracket right now. It may well be that you have to, because I've also found a lot of success with women through my life.
Yeah.
The past 10 years, I found the one I want. I've had success with her.
Right.
Prior to that, I've never, as a guy who was locked up more than I was home,
Right.
had more lint in my pocket than money,
Sure.
had more trouble than I'm worth, right? Had really nothing going on. I've never had problems having girls, right?
Right.
I've always been successful no matter how much of a loser I was at the time.
Okay.
And there is this concept of like they want you to not give a shit about them.
If you're too nice to them, they are not going to be nice to you.
It is a very real concept that I have seen in action in my life, and I wish it wasn't, because I'm a guy who wants to be nice when I'm out there dating.
Right.
I want to like send flowers to your office and say, tell you sweet nothings in your ear.
Right.
And that kind of stuff gets you to the point where you get friend zoned, or then you open with that, and then you come with the alpha, dickhead energy.
Right.
And that's when you get the snapper and you can, get what you're looking for.
But doesn't that essentially apply to just life in general, right? If I go to work for a company and my boss sees, hey, every time I tell this guy to do something, he just says, yes, sir, and he does it, I'm going to keep dumping him with work. Meanwhile, the guy who stands up and says it's 5:01, I'm out, that guy doesn't get worse treatment. He gets better treatment because at 501 he's out, while me, the mush who keeps saying yes, keeps getting dumped on.
Right.
So like that is true, but it's also it's a universal thing. If you have no spine, you're gonna get stepped all
Right.
over.
So essentially, acting as if you are a level above gets you where you want to be and better treatment.
Or acting like you have respect for yourself.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you think respect for yourself is a level, but you might not be wrong, but yeah, you just act like you respect yourself.
Yeah, you have to respect yourself more than you respect anybody else.
Well, of course, because
right?
you got.
And so, therefore, you are acting as though you are a level above.
All right, I mean,
everyone else.
I see how you're putting that together. I'm not gonna argue against that. I don't know which one it is. I'm trying everything.
But,
It's like it hears us.
I walked into a job over the weekend.
Okay.
And walked right into the textbook definition of an incel.
How do you mean?
This guy was right out of the Encyclopedia Britannica, cuz right in the I through J, Encyclopedia Britannica.
Okay.
You pull it open, and here's this picture. The guy answers the door with a game controller in his hand and a pair of over-the-ear headphones.
Okay.
Greasy red hair that who knows when it's been cut. It's just greasy, stringy red hair and pale skin.
Right.
A scruffed beard. As I walk through the door, it smells like a 135-pound football team locker room.
Right.
After a game in the rain.
After a big game in the rain with all the wet clothes in the bag.
Yeah, the guy's got a scooter in the corner. And he had he had his toes out too. And I don't care if you're in your own house, put your toes away, have some respect for yourself.
That's your own
Treat
issue.
yourself as if you have some respect for yourself. Put your goddamn toes away.
That's your own issue, especially in your own house. You should be free to do what you want.
You can wear your toes out there's 3 places. The pool,
the bathroom, the pool, and what's the third?
The pool,
the bedroom,
the beach. No, I wear socks when I'm fucking, dude. What am I gonna take?
Well, yeah, that's why you have those whatchamacallits.
The clap cleats.
Clap cleats.
Sponsored by Clap Cleats.
That guy's still in business.
Oh, he was killing it last time we checked.
Yeah, but that's like years ago now.
Maybe a year ago. He probably got his money and ran. You could be barefoot on your way to the shower. You could be barefoot at the beach. You could be barefoot at the pool. Other than that, put some goddamn socks on. Have some respect for yourself.
Okay.
I will send you a picture of my toes next week while I'm on the beach in Georgia, though. Just so you know that.
But you're on the beach.
On occasion, I let my tootsies out. I let my piggies shine sometimes at the beach.
Right.
You know what the water temperature is in Georgia right now? I checked for my upcoming trip.
I would think it's in the mid 80s.
85.
Oh, look at me.
Oh man, does that not sound phenomenal?
It sounds like a tub.
Tremendo.
It sounds like a tub. I don't ever understand when you're getting in the water for relief.
Yeah.
Because you're getting in the water because it's hot out. Why people would be excited about warm water.
Well, I'm looking for recreation.
Okay.
I'm strictly a water sport recreation guy.
Absolutely.
I don't go in the water for relief.
Well,
although I'm not against the water for relief,
fair.
But the Jersey Shore,
right.
I don't touch that water.
Okay.
That shit's like 72,
you just go,
which sounds great. 72 sounds tremendous.
It's 85 degrees out. I'll jump in the 72-degree water, cool off.
Get
like
your lips blue real quick,
and then go lay back on the beach.
Blue up your lips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cycle of life.
I'm looking for a used skimboard too, so that I can shred some wave down there.
Get back into that.
Yeah, I have the cheap, $35 wood skimboard.
Right.
But I've been browsing Marketplace looking for a fiberglass one to see what kind of game. How does that change the game?
Right.
Is it that much better?
Probably a little less friction, so a little more speed.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So if I can I've been trying to talk everybody down to $50, but no one's bit yet on $50.
Where's the starting points that you're trying to get to 50?
A couple guys start around 100.
Okay.
But the ones that are 100 are like 36 inches, and that's made for lighter weight.
Okay.
I need a 48 inches, like kind of where my weight class is.
Gotcha.
And those 180, 220, around there.
And you're trying to talk that down to 50?
I don't want to spend 100.
I understand.
Because I'll probably be sufficient on the wood one too if I don't talk somebody down to $50 or $60 for
Right. It's not a necessity. It's that you just like to try it out.
Yeah. Because I also have to buy a motorcycle trailer to bring the bike down there.
Because you're putting too much stuff in the bed, like you don't have that thing where you can just lock it into the bed?
I could put it into the bed, but I want to make sure that I have all the room for the bed because I'm going to carry some of my sister's stuff down and her family.
Oh, it's a whole big family vacation. It's not
it's my family and my sister and her family.
Oh, okay. It's not just the four of you going down.
No, yeah, okay. We're going 8 deep down there.
Gotcha.
But this is what I'm saying, and I don't want our thousands of listeners,
hundreds of thousands
of listeners to like start going to my secret vacation spot.
No.
But this is why I go there is because a few reasons, right? And we've discussed it, but we'll discuss it again because I love this place.
It's been a year, so let's
do
it.
It's 85-degree water.
Right.
So I'll go swimming in the water.
Right.
The water is clean. It's not tropical.
No.
But it ain't Jersey. You walk out onto the beach. We were there Labor Day weekend one year.
Okay.
Now picture Labor Day weekend in Wildwood. You can't find a spot to put your blanket. And Wildwood Beach is a mile wide.
Yeah.
And you still can't find a spot. Inside of a football field radius, you got to be dealing with 300 people. And that's not an exaggeration.
No, it's not
That's
at
a
all.
dead real.
For a big holiday like that, it's jam-packed. Absolutely.
Yeah. Down there in Georgia, maybe as far as you can see, there's 50 people on a Labor Day weekend. So it's like a nice, quiet beach. The actual, the houses, it's not like Jersey Shore. Jersey Shore, all those towns are little cities. If you're in Ocean City, you might as well be in Queens.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's a very similar feel.
Yeah.
Down there, every house has a yard. There's no sidewalks. It's a sleepy town.
Okay.
There's some stuff going on. There's ice cream places and surf shops and restaurants and whatnot, but it's not the populace that Jersey Shore has. And to top it all off, I don't know what a July rental that Sleeps 10 in New Jersey is, but I would guess it's upwards of $5,000, $4,000 or $5,000
in a beach town. Like probably you're way up over that.
You think so?
Yeah.
For a week rental?
For 10?
Yeah, a place that sleeps
the
10.
top and bottom of a duplex. Yeah, you're probably $14,000.
You think so?
Yeah.
Wow, that's ludicrous.
Listen,
we rented a place in Sea Isle in the beginning of June one year, and there was no way it was $10,000. Maybe it was closer to like 7 or 8 for a big spot that slept maybe more than 10 even.
The beginning of June is still a little bit before the season really hits.
It's fair enough. That's a fair
assessment. There's still kids in
assessment.
school and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm looking it up while we're talking.
But down there in Georgia, a house that sleeps 10, 3-story house, 2 porches, literally a block away from the beach. You don't even got to cross the street to get to the beach. It was like $3,200 for a week.
Everything. Southern money is very different than northern money.
Yeah. So, all that being said, we're going down there because it's better than the Jersey Shore. So you got to take the voyage. It's a voyage to get down there, but I'm a guy who likes a road trip down the East Coast. I'm not scared to drive down I-95, stop at a North Carolina truck stop and eat a McDonald's breakfast, dude.
Have you had the pleasure, the luxury of stopping at a Buc-ee's yet?
No, I thought they're only in Texas.
No, we definitely stopped at a Buc-ee's on the way down to Florida.
Where was it at? Because I'll get there.
It wasn't too far from south of the border, so maybe about 50 miles from Pedro. So I guess it's in the Carolinas.
All right, I'll look into.
It's mind-boggling. First of all,
I've heard
how clean it is.
Yeah,
it's shocking how gigantic it is. It's 2 or 3 Walmarts crushed together is how big the inside is.
Right.
And there's they're making their own fresh jerky in there. There's a barbecue pit. It's nuts, and it's super clean, and they don't let tractor trailers there. So it seems
dumb.
It seems dumb for a truck stop, but also tons of more people go there because some people feel like truck stops, first of all, attract the lot lizards and things like that, and then also the truckers themselves tend to be a little
they're shifty characters. Yeah, for sure. I don't know any truckers who aren't shifty characters. As a matter of fact, all of my cousins are truckers, so that
just
speaks to exactly what I'm talking about. We'll check. I mean, I'll check out Buc-ee's. Why not?
Yeah.
But that's on the agenda for next week.
Okay.
So maybe we'll do a show on location. Maybe not. I don't know.
This is the week you're going?
Oh yeah, I'm going on Saturday.
Oh, okay.
Saturday, we're gonna leave and drive through the night. Saturday.
Okay.
Georgia has peaches. Georgia has peaches.
Famous for them.
Also, Georgia has red clay that would be great if I had a working 2-stroke dirt bike, but I don't. So I changed out the CDI box. I have one more thing to check before I wind up throwing in the towel and stealing somebody else's bike, which is like just a wire connection. But by the time I noticed that maybe that was the problem, I had already been working on the bike for 3 hours and I gave up. So now damn, I can't remember his name.
You talking about Big Walk Dog or?
No. This kid's a country, like a real country singer, like a bluegrass guy.
Oh, okay.
Tyler. Damn, I got to tell you now because I can't believe I forgot it. Albums. No. Let's see. Where's my playlists? Oh, here we go. Outlaw Country for Wiggers. Tyler Childers. That's my album. My playlist.
Is that your search?
Yeah, Outlaw Country for Wiggers. It's a good playlist. Great playlist. Tyler Childers.
Seems very specific.
Yeah. So I figure if I'm cruising through mist-covered Georgia roads in the morning, then that's a nice ride.
Right.
2, I won't have to pull the truck out if I'm going to go anywhere. Right. Oh yeah, sure. I'll go grab us another 6-pack. Yep. You know what I mean?
Give me my backpack. I'm on the way.
I hope Georgia doesn't have helmet laws, so I could just be out there, no helmet, shirt off, jail tats blazing in the sunshine.
All right, since when do laws stop you or start you from doing anything?
Fair assessment. Or maybe I will luck out and the Georgia trails are hard-packed clay and not this New Jersey sand pit.
Okay.
And even with the KLX, I'll be able to do a little bit of light off-roading if I see something.
Right.
You know. And if this bike doesn't get working, I think it's going to get traded for a set of dirt wheels for the KLX.
Okay.
And hopefully then and the KLX is not what I want.
No, but at least it's functional.
But if my choice is a broke 2-stroke and a KLX with street tires, or a KLX with dirt tires and no anything else, then I'll take the KLX with dirt tires.
Sure.
And then eventually I'll get a 2024 Husky.
Yeah.
And then we'll go from there once we move down south of the border.
Right.
Should that all play out the way we planned it to.
The way you're hoping for it to, yeah.
The other night, since I don't have the dirt bike thing going on right now, I've become a better father.
Well, yeah, because now you have time.
Yeah. So, young Chris is in there throwing a fit with his mom. She nurses him and then puts him to sleep, right?
Okay.
Our babies get nursed until they're 7 years old, I think.
Sure.
I don't know. Whatever floats your boat, babe. If you want to keep feeding them, Keep nursing him. He's only going to get smarter the longer that you give him breast milk, right?
That's what I've heard.
I think until kindergarten, once you hit kindergarten, then maybe it's a little bit counterintuitive.
Right.
But
but until then, don't stop until they can verbally ask for it themselves.
Mm-hmm. And then even then, maybe another 2 years with just pumping and giving them a bottle.
You gotta wean them, yeah. You don't just. It's not cold turkey.
And 2 years after that, where you mix it with 2% milk.
Right.
And then by the time they're 10, they're finally off breast milk altogether.
And not lactose intolerant because you kind of edged them into it. Which
Exactly.
Is nice.
Exactly. Well, I'm an almond milk guy.
Okay.
So if I have any say, Chris is going to be an almond milk guy.
Yeah. Concern, yeah.
So he's wilding, throwing a fit. He doesn't want to go to bed. I go, I'll tell you what. Give me that guy. I'll throw him in a stroller. It's like 9 o'clock. So it's after dusk, but it's a nice summer evening. Like, I'll take him for a walk. He's going to fall asleep if I walk him for long enough.
Right. All babies do.
I strap him in the stroller. I was actually that day, I was doing research on plantation life in the South.
Okay.
Because slavery was whack.
Word.
But once you start doing the research, it really solidifies how whack it was. Once you get to the realistic research, like outside of what they teach you in school and whatnot, and you start like thinking about the actual things that happened.
So it's
a pretty filthy.
If you're starting from the education and school standpoint, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how much they've changed anything, but my understanding from just that was people were captured, people were dragged over against their will, people were chained to houses and put to work, and if they didn't work, they were whipped and beaten, and if that didn't work, they were just killed. Then the best ones were auctioned off to the next guy to do this, rinse and repeat. But now you're saying you found something that makes it seem even more vile?
Well, like the daily treatment
okay.
Like they didn't get into real graphic detail of what was happening.
Right.
They gave you that, which that sounds terrible.
Right.
But they didn't tell you like, hey, they slept on a floor side to side with their ankles locked up so they couldn't go anywhere, or like, just stuff like that. Or they didn't show you the picture of 60 slaves' heads on sticks in a lake,
right?
Because of whatever, they tried to start a revolt or something, so they beheaded them and put their heads on. That the real wild stuff.
Extra strong, like it's like listening to the skit on the first Wu-Tang album where they're just describing different torture methods that they're gonna give each other.
Yeah. So I was doing a little slavery research.
Okay, good.
Plantation research, which then led to also slavery research.
They kind of go hand in hand.
And I'm walking the guy. Right? I'm walking the guy, trying to get him to go to sleep. And as I turn the corner, I see 4 guys sitting on the back of a pickup truck.
Okay.
All appeared to be grown men, right?
All right.
One of those dudes nods over towards me. I don't think they know that I see them.
Right.
The one dude nods over towards me. The other 3 kind of turn around, chuckle, and then all turn back to each other.
All right.
Now, in my mind, I'm assuming that you guys think it's funny that I'm out here walking a stroller.
Walking the kid, yeah. Being a dad is hilarious.
So, I do what any alpha male would do, and I turn down the street that they're on.
Right.
And head towards them, right? Then cross over the street to the side that they're on.
Right.
Because I'm going to address the situation.
Of course you are. You have to.
So I get a little closer, and I go, "What's up, fellas? How y'all doing?"
How's the evening treating you?
3 of them shuffle their feet and look down.
Mm-hmm.
One guy goes, "Hey." I go, "What's up? Y'all good?" Right? Guy's like, "Yeah, no, all right." The other 3 are looking. I'm like, because it seems like you think it's funny.
Right.
Now,
I want to laugh.
I'm not the child support superstar that you guys are. I'm not good on paper with the court. The judge didn't say, "Yeah, you're a good father because you've been paying child support and taking your kid every other weekend." No, I'm in the trenches for real, son.
Right.
And you think that's funny, and I respect it, but the jail tats and the pumped muscle should tell you that this is not a funny situation, my man. And as I said that, he kind of looked down at the ground.
Right.
I said, "Have a good evening." And
gentlemen.
And carried along. But I couldn't. Now, I started to think about it. I wasn't mad about it.
Right.
I was a little bit perplexed.
Okay.
And then I thought back to, some of my preconceived notions of like the guy
Other people.
the guy who's wearing his kid on his chest.
Right.
In the supermarket with his wife shopping for groceries.
Right.
While she's shopping the shelves, he's pushing the cart wearing a baby wrapped in a kente cloth on his chest.
Sure.
And I've always thought that guy was a fruit.
Was a clown. Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, dude, come on, get it, man up. After this situation, I've realized that dude still is a clown, but he's doing what he thinks is best,
Right.
Now, if he took heed to some of like what the internet's telling him and he treated his wife a little bit more like a possession, then she would be carrying a baby and he would have his hands free to do what he wants.
What if he just likes the kid and he wants to carry the kid around?
Then you carry your kid like a man.
So it's fine.
Yeah. Victor's right,
It's
telling
back.
us that there's no audio.
It's back.
Why does it keep going out?
It keeps switching over. I don't know why.
You just got to keep an eye on
I
it.
just keep an eye on it and keep flipping it back. When you're gone, whether we do a show while you're gone or not, when you're gone, I'm going to revamp everything. So that if we decide to pick this up again until you leave, it'll be much smoother.
Very well.
I was trying to put us on Kick tonight. That was what I was trying to do.
Yeah, I guess. Well, let's get on Threads. Let's get on Kick. Let's get on OnlyFans.
Well, OnlyFans, yeah. Kick, yeah. Threads,
I browsed Threads briefly,
right. It's just Twitter.
and Twitter's not for me.
No, it is not.
Nah.
No.
There's too much hatred there.
And you wind up engaged with the strangers that swing around our page and make little comments here and there. A constant steady stream of hundreds of thousands of strangers would just like you would just stop working.
I might. I like to shoot the breeze with the common folk.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And that's all well and-
Particularly if they're coming with some real angry, negative
venom,
energy.
yeah.
Yeah, that's my favorite, is to disarm them, usually with sarcasm and kindness. So, basically, moral of the story, pay your child support.
Well, yeah.
Pay your child support and everything will be okay.
Do whatever your responsibilities are supposed to be. Handle your responsibilities.
Yeah, no, definitely handle your responsibilities, but also sometimes you're going to get judged if you are wearing a kente cloth to carry your baby.
So going all the way...
You should be judging yourself. You should look in the mirror and say, is this what I want for my life?
So going all the way back to the beginning of this whole alpha male talk.
Uh-huh.
If there is such a thing as an alpha male,
Yeah.
100,000%, an alpha male does not give a shit what anybody else thinks of them.
Yeah, no, I
At
agree.
all. They're doing what they think they need to do when they think they need to do it. And if everybody wants to stand down the block and laugh, go right the fuck ahead.
No,
I'm handling what I got to handle.
And I agree with you. I will also say that an alpha male would not catch himself dead wearing a kente cloth to carry a baby. If you absolutely need to carry your baby in a hands-free utility of some sort,
Right.
then you could stick your baby in a backpack, a JanSport. You could put your baby in a
Well, that's
JanSport,
basically what they are.
zip it up to the neck,
Right.
and then throw them on your back like that, and that's fair game. Questionable, but fair game.
He's going to start messing with my trapper keeper while he's in there.
Yeesh.
I don't know what that's all about, but okay, we're back. So your masculinity is waning.
My
This is something you're
masculinity
coming
is
to
waning.
terms with.
Yeah. And here's the problem. I'm fighting with everything I have to maintain. I'm trying to keep my my mind and my body aligned with the 24-year-old that I think I still am.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So I'm working out as hard as I can. However, I'm not as buff as I once was. I'm not buff anymore. I was once buff.
Right.
Now I'm just not out of shape.
Right.
Yeah. I'm just not out of shape anymore. I'm trying to put in work with my wife after hours as often as possible.
Sure.
Even if I'd rather be taking an early bedtime.
Right.
You know, I'm doing the things that I think that I should be doing to maintain masculinity.
To keep the levels. Yep.
I work a blue-collar job, and I show up every day.
Right.
Early. Usually I'm the first guy. Early. I'm the first guy on the
First
job
guy in,
site.
last guy out?
Not the last guy out, but yeah, first guy in.
Okay.
Unless it's my job site, and then yes, first and last. Today, on my way to work, I was so sleepy, dude. I was super sleepy, not out of shape. Brought to you by almond milk. Very good, Victor. Very good. I was very sleepy this morning, and I caught myself doing a little doze off down on Route 54.
Driving.
Yeah.
That's the worst.
Hit the rumble strip,
Right.
woke me up. I'm like, oh. And I was on track to be early.
Who's hitting my truck?
I was on track to be early.
Right.
But as I did that, I'm like, I got to stop and get a caffeinated beverage. This hot coffee ain't cutting it.
Right.
I need something a little jazzier.
Right.
So Wawa, you can get a double shot of espresso.
Yeah.
So I stop at Wawa. I grab a caffeinated drink. I carry on, continue on my way to work. About halfway between Wawa and work, I look down and I notice that what I'm drinking was a iced vanilla cappuccino with cold foam on top.
Did you grab the wrong cup?
And I thought to myself, wow, this doesn't translate. You can't go to a job site. I think I have to finish this before I get to the job site.
You can't show up with a hammer and cold foam?
I don't know how they make the cold foam, and I don't know if you ever had cold foam.
I have.
But boy, it's a tremendous treat, dude.
It's ridiculous.
It's a goddamn dessert on top of your dessert.
It's like flavored whipped cream, but lighter and airy.
With a little marshmallow tint to it.
Yeah.
I don't know. And there's no, like, whipped cream has the nitrous that mix in the can and they spray it out.
Yeah.
So it has a vehicle making it that beautiful foamy goodness. Whipped foam, I saw the dude poured it out of a bucket.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know how they're even doing it.
And for whatever it's worth, it's extremely stable. Like if I just shot some whipped cream on the table and we let it sit for an hour, when you come back, it would be runny whipped cream.
Yeah.
I could leave that cold foam in that cup
all
as
day.
long as there's not hot in there.
Yeah.
It's just going to be there when I get back.
Yeah. It's white magic, dude. It's tremendous. It's white magic. It's a little bit gay.
Okay.
Maybe bordering
12%, 15%?
I'm saying above 50%.
Above 50? Oh, so
Yeah.
that's more than a little bit.
As far as caffeinated beverages go.
Okay.
Like here's the order of caffeinated beverages.
Okay.
In most gay to least gay.
Good.
Let's say starting at least gay.
Okay, so
Like the manliest caffeinated beverage you could drink.
Straight black coffee.
Black coffee.
Straight black coffee. Hot.
Yeah.
Steam coming off the top hot. Like definitely
Hot black coffee.
A normal person will burn their nose and their tongue drinking.
Yeah. Hot black coffee, manliest drink you got. Let's make sure we write this list down.
All right.
Number 2, followed closely behind hot black, I would say is the double shot of espresso. Now hear me out. Espresso becomes a little bit fruity because you're drinking it out of a small cup.
You got to have your pinky out to drink that.
Right, which kind of takes points away from it because strength-wise and flavor-wise, it's above hot black.
So
it's more powerful. It tastes worse.
Oh, you think it tastes worse? Oh, okay.
Oh, it's bitter. It's not a good taste.
I'd rather have the cappuccino than the black coffee as far as taste is concerned.
Absolutely. Yeah, no. I'd rather have the cold foam cappuccino.
No. I'm sorry. I'd rather have the espresso
over the coffee
over
for
the
taste.
coffee, just straight for taste.
But it's not particularly for taste. You're thinking strength.
Right.
Which kind of goes hand in hand with taste, but that's how I'm categorizing it, is that it's stronger than hot black, and it's more powerful. It tastes thicker.
Oh, yeah. Well,
you know?
You want it to taste thick.
But you have to drink it out of a little cup, which knocks it down a peg or two right below, putting it at the number 2 spot.
You kind of have to slurp it, too. Like, you can't just, like, knock it back.
Well, you can do what I do, and you let it sit for 10 or 15 minutes, and then take it in a shot. Yeah.
Oh, quick water chaser.
There's also the idea that, like, maybe not in America, not here in Northern America, the wild lands of North. What do they say? The Nation of Islam says something. I wish I remembered the phrase. Whatever. Not in North America, but in European countries, old manly men drink strictly espresso.
Yeah.
You know? So it has an international masculinity to it.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah, I got you. That's the same thing like Cuban men will do it too. Like you go down to South Florida.
Oh, the Cuban coffee, cuz?
Yeah.
Cuban coffee may even be a notch above espresso. Well, you know what? Here's where you come in. Now, if you're unfamiliar with Cuban coffee is basically espresso that's brewed with sugar in the pot.
Right.
However, it's also somehow brewed stronger than regular espresso.
Right.
Because when you order a Cuban coffee, they give you an espresso cup full of it, but then they also give you little tiny cups the size of half and half singles that you get from like a diner.
Right.
They give you those and they go, here, pour it out of the espresso cup into the half and half cup, and that's all you need.
Otherwise, you'll burn your stomach lining.
So you get even a little gayer because you shrink your cup again.
Right.
So now you're drinking a Barbie cup full of coffee, which...
That's the exact comparison I had in mind.
Yeah, you're drinking a Barbie cup full of sweet coffee, which...
Right.
That's why you fall in at number 3. But again, flavor and strength keep you up near the top.
Right. Or the bottom, depending on how you're looking at this list.
Yeah, the more masculine side of the list.
Right.
When you get past Cuban coffee and any variations of espresso, really, all kind of mesh together there at 2 and 3 spot.
Right.
I think you slide out of coffee and towards the energy drinks.
Okay. See, I'm of the opinion that the energy drinks. Oh yeah, you're moving up the list. I think the energy drinks should be higher on the list.
They're gayer than coffee.
Yeah, because those.
Yeah,
are like,
I agree.
Those are like I can't drink coffee, so I'm going to drink something that tastes like Mountain Dew to get my day going.
No,
and also there's going to be a green can, so everyone knows what I'm drinking.
Yeah, no, I agree that energy drinks are a little gayer than coffee drinks, but also like here's the curveball is pre-workout.
Okay.
So you get a pre-workout powder. I don't know. Have you ever drank a pre-workout?
Just protein powder. I've never had an actual pre-workout.
Okay, so pre-workout, you could buy pre-mixed ones, but they're never as strong as the powder form. We used to, when I was doing commercial floors and we wound up working all these overnight hours because we're doing hospitals and doctors' offices. Guys, what type of drip coffee is in your house right now? Bustelo. It's always Bustelo. Actually, I'm lying.
Yeah.
Bustelo, they were out of Bustelo.
You can't ever have that.
Which pissed me off.
Sure.
So I went Pilon. You got 2 directions if you go past Bustelo. You go Cafe Caribe,
right,
or you go Pilon.
Right.
And neither of them are as good.
Caribe has the palm tree on the. Okay.
Neither are as good as Bustelo. So we used to do these overnight hours, 16-hour shifts installing floors in hospitals.
Right.
And we used to have beef juice breaks. They called it beef juice, yo. You just need a shot of beef juice. Artie Clay called it beef juice.
Oh.
And beef juice was this pre-workout called ACG3 that was full of, it was like 600 milligrams of caffeine.
Okay.
Creatine, L-theanine, B12. It was all the things to jazz you up. And he would pour, they recommend a half scoop to a scoop.
Okay.
When you, to get you where you need to be.
Right.
Artie Clay would put 3 scoops of beef juice in about
eyedropper full of
in
water.
about this much water, shake it up and take it like a shot.
Just drink mud.
And it would get you jazzed, bro. It would give you some anxiety, but if you could work through the anxiety, it really got you rocking and rolling.
Any like super high dose of caffeine gives you the anxiety, right? Like that's a standard reaction once you have had too much caffeine.
Yeah, but across the board, all of those powdered or pre-mixed energy drinks, pre-workouts, come in at the number 4 spot.
Okay.
Mostly because of the caffeine content and the activity that's associated with them.
When did we get to 4? Or you mean 6?
Hot black, espresso, Cuban coffee.
So 6.
Yeah.
Because you're moving from 10 up. So
No. That's number 4. Number 1, most masculine caffeine beverage is hot black.
Okay, see, that's not how you said you were going to get to most gay as number 1.
No.
So, okay, fine. So we're going down.
I said I was going from.
I'm okay, Spider.
Yeah. I said let's keep going. So number 4 is pre-workouts because of the high caffeine content and because of the activity associated with them.
Right. If you're taking them when you're supposed to be, you're now going to go hit the weights, and that's the manliest of manly things.
Or you're going to be in Chester Crozier Hospital installing hot seam vinyl flooring.
Right, which is
at
a
3
close
in the
second.
morning. Yeah. After the pre-workouts, you get the energy drinks.
Okay.
Across the board. Now, I think there's levels to the masculinity of energy drinks as well.
Like brand-wise?
Yeah, like obviously Red Bull is the best energy drink that you can get.
See, for the sake of this conversation, I would think it's pretty low on the list with the little petite can and the cute light powder blue and silver and the little bull on the cover. Like it doesn't come off like as aggressive as say like a
because
can
you're
of
drinking
Monster.
bull semen.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I can
taurine.
see that. I can see that. But I just think I think it's more associated with the branding of Red Bull.
Okay.
You think Red Bull, you think dirt bike riders, BMX superstars, skydivers, guys who are flying biplanes through the sides of buildings sideways with smoke trailing out the back. You think a flute and tog and flute.
I do, but like if you ask my son, right, that's the one with the cartoons, Red Bull gives you wings, but Monster is the one that like, that's the dirt bikes and that's all.
Well,
that. Like,
Monster,
you know what I mean?
they do the same. Monster also sponsors pro extreme athletes and stuff, so they are kind of neck and neck.
Okay.
I like the flavor of Red Bull more than the flavor of plain Monster. Although the strongest canned energy drink that I ever bought from a store, sans Redline. Redline is the strongest. They used to sell it at 7-Eleven. Might have discontinued it because it was a little bit. You were supposed to drink half of the bottle. It had little lines on the side of the bottle, and it was like, drink half to assess your tolerance. Right. Redline was vicious. They sell it at my gym now, but I haven't seen it in a store in years. I think, besides Redline, what was I saying?
You were saying that the energy drinks in and of themselves have tiers.
Right. And Red Bull is at the top.
And Monster's kind of 1A. But then Redline, if it still existed, would be above all of them because you would just
this is what I was saying. That the strongest energy drink that I ever bought from a store was actually a Monster. Monster had these Monster Extremes or something. And the can was the size of a Red Bull.
Okay.
But you would drink it, and like I'll drink a Red Bull right now and go to sleep after we're done the pod.
Right.
But these Monster Extremes, they were small cans. You drink one of those, your face starts itching. You get a little bit. You're ready to rock and roll. It had a little kick to it. So that's neck and neck. Red Bull has the branding and the flavor. Monster has a discontinued Monster that really kicked ass. When I met Steph, she was only a Monster drinker.
Okay.
So then I went and dated some other girls and wowed out.
Right.
When we came back together, she called me, invited me to her apartment after work one day. I'm like, watch this.
I'm gonna bring her a Monster.
I'm gonna bring her a Monster. I came through with a Monster and she went, well, I'm kind of a Red Bull girl now. I'm like, who have you been fucking?
You missed when she grew up.
That you
missed the whole
switched.
thing.
It really is the more mature energy drink. And then you got that whole class of like standing outside of Wawa begging for change so you could buy a Reign energy drink. Which, if you missed that episode a few weeks back, you should check it out. There was a guy bumming change
Monster knockoffs.
Yeah, for Reign energy drinks. And then, even there at the bottom, you got the zero calorie, zero flavor type of, like the Celsius.
I've never had one of those. I've seen
Not
them.
good.
I've never had that one, and I never had the one that the Rock backs.
I don't know what the Rock's one is.
AOA or something like that. I'll bring up a can so you can see it. I'm sure you've seen it on the shelf.
Yeah.
I've never had any of those. I've had
The Aha.
maybe it's Aha, but I don't.
I think there's one called Aha that I've never had. I've tried Celsius. I'm not into them. I don't really like energy drinks that much, particularly. I'd rather have a coffee beverage, but the Celsius doesn't.
I do.
Like, if I'm like working on a job site and I'm like, man, I could go for a bull right now, and the customer's like, oh, we got energy drinks in the fridge, and it's a Celsius, I'm gonna go to Wawa and get a real energy drink. Zoa?
Yeah.
I never heard of that one. $24.99 for a can.
Well, 12 cans.
I don't believe it. I think it's $24.99 for one can. If the Rock's backing it, it's worth it. $25 for a can.
I do like some of those Prime flavors, the Prime energy drinks.
I tried the Prime Gatorade version.
Yeah, that's my son is addicted.
It's not good. It's not good.
Some of them are terrible, but there's a Bomb Pop flavor that's tremendous.
Yeah,
that's like spot on. Tastes like a Bomb Pop.
It's wild what those Paul kids did with the marketing of that, and how they got all these kids thinking that it's fantastic, and in reality, it's just a bad Gatorade.
It's apparently
it's a not so good Gatorade.
It's coconut water, is all it is. It's flavored coconut
water.
I
hate coconut
But then the
water.
energy drinks are apparently overly energied.
Right.
So like Canada's trying to ban them and things like that because they appeal to kids, and then kids are like,
or they're not over energy, and the Paul brothers, being the marketing geniuses they are, called a Canadian television station to push the rumor that they are.
They called me and they said they're going to try to ban them.
Yeah. You know, like that's the whole thing.
No, you're right.
You can't believe any of it, man.
You're absolutely right.
You can't believe anything you see.
You're absolutely right.
Unless you see it in front of you from start to finish. Otherwise, how can you know what's the truth?
Nothing's the truth. That's where we live now.
This one's a banger. If you guys are listening and you're feeling the background music, that's courtesy of Payday Jones, who is releasing a new beat tape coming out within the next few weeks called Juvie Music. All beats inspired by juvenile delinquency and hooliganism.
Right.
It's going to be a hitter. And if you're a rapper, you got to get with the bull. He might be beyond you. If you're not nice, don't bother contacting him. Unless we're talking 5 figures.
Well, if you got cash, you call me no matter what.
Okay, fair enough. What if it's a 3-figure cash deal?
I got 3-figure beats in my pocket.
The 3-figure beats are not the ones that.
No, I got them, but you know.
Yeah.
I'm like the full on like the Penske Auto Mall. Like I have it for all budgets.
He's got nickel bags.
But don't expect to leave with a Cadillac if you show up with a Nissan budget.
Got nickel bags, 8 balls,
That's
grams, quarter pounds, half pounds, kilos, whatever you need, we got it for you.
I got it in the vault.
And if Payday doesn't answer you because he's antisocial, you talk to me. I'll get you in touch and get you a beat.
I answer all texts. Phone calls are a crapshoot.
So after energy drinks, we slide back into the coffees.
Okay.
Unless there's something that you have that you think's finesses underneath of that's not really the proper adjective, but I'll use it again. Finesses under the energy drink category.
Well, I think before you jump back into, well, maybe after, but before you jump back into coffee, then you have to move to like the fake energy drinks, like a Mountain Dew, where like it's pitched as an energy drink, but now that energy drinks exist, all you're doing is drinking soda with some caffeine in it.
I think soda's gonna fall
after the rest of the coffee.
At the bottom.
That's fine.
No, you know what? Because we're not talking about. We're not listing them in order of greatness.
We're getting worse.
We're looking for gayness and masculinity.
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
so I think
I'm not saying just drinking soda. I'm saying if you're presenting yourself as I got this Mountain Dew because I really need some more.
Like a surge. If you got a surge.
Exactly. Or an old Jolt Cola.
Yeah. You get a Kona Pepsi.
The only acceptable one is the Boost, the local Boost, and that's it.
Or the Jamaican one. What the hell was the Jamaican one? We've talked about it before.
Oh,
the Jamaican energy drink. It's called like Ripper or Bang.
right.
Or
Oh, Bang might be right.
Bang or no, it's there. Bang is another thing. Bang falls in there under the knockoff. That's underneath Red Bull. That's knockoff energy drink. I think soda can fall right under energy drink on the scale of gayness because it's not gay.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's not particularly fruity.
Boom.
It's just fine.
Boom is the energy
Boom.
drink? Okay.
The Jamaican energy drink. Boom. You got your sodas.
Right.
Of various levels because some people will drink a soda to give them a little jazz.
Right.
You shouldn't. It's terrible. And I very rarely drink a soda, but on occasion I'm known to sip a Sprite.
Sure.
You might even catch me with
White Sprite?
a cream soda.
Cream soda's always good.
Big fan of the cream soda.
Cream soda's one of those ones. Cream sodas and black cherry Vishniaks are two that like you don't hardly ever have them, and then you get it every time you get it. You're like, why do I only hardly ever have
Yes,
this?
I love a good Vishniak.
Right? I knew you would.
Yeah.
That's the pole in you.
Which is actually something that we have to talk about later if we keep going, even though we're.
Vishniaks?
No, the pole in me.
Oh, okay.
Poles. After the energy drinks, after the energy drink soda, we slide back into the
We're back to the brewed coffees.
Yeah. And then you start to get kind of gay.
Right.
You know what I mean? You get a cappuccino.
Okay.
You get a latte. Now, don't get it twisted either. Hot latte? Love a hot latte. Regardless of the temperature outside, I'll take a Bustelo latte with heavy raw sugar in it.
Right. That's basically how they recommend you drink it anyway. So you're not really getting a latte. You're just getting a Bustelo properly presented.
No. You got to drink Bustelo as drip coffee. Light cream, light sugar.
What do you think a latte is?
Latte is a shot of espresso filled with steamed milk.
I thought it was a 50-50 coffee and steamed milk.
Well, it could be,
Okay.
but you know, it's more steamed milk. It's thicker.
Yeah,
It's a thick
because of the
coffee.
steamed milk.
Yeah. You got lattes, you got cappuccinos. Then you slide down to your iced lattes and cappuccinos, and then somewhere after all the masculinity is squeezed out of any of those drinks, you get the frozen cappuccino with cold foam on top.
Yeah.
And that's what I found in my hand this morning,
The milkshakes that they serve.
which brings you back to the whole idea of the fact that my masculinity is waning.
Waning.
But I did also have a double shot of espresso black to kind of try and balance it out a little
Good.
bit.
Good.
You know,
Then
because
that's okay then.
I
if
think
you're gonna
so.
put 4 shots of espresso into your frozen
if you're going to
drink,
suck 3 dicks, as long as you also fuck 3 broads.
yeah, it's a
It
balance.
evens out.
It's a
Yeah.
balance game.
Yeah, it's not gay.
The universe is about balance. If you didn't enjoy it, it didn't count.
Oh, let me just run this by you real quick.
All right.
Oh man, I got another thing too. There's always every gym that I've ever been to that has a locker room gets usage.
Okay.
There's always at some point the naked dude in sneakers in the locker room
Sure.
takes all his clothes off well over his sneakers. Takes his shorts and his underwear off over his sneakers and socks, which I don't understand the reasoning there. I guess you don't want to be barefoot, but why would you want to be bare ass? If you're not going to be barefoot, why would you be in a place where you're bare ass?
I would never do this, but I have an answer for you.
Okay, please do.
It's an athlete's foot thing. Like you keep your shoes on because you don't want athlete's foot.
Yeah, but you're
Otherwise,
sitting on the bench. You're going to get athlete's ass.
I don't think they have that.
You're going to get athlete's crack. Yeah, it's called jock itch.
Oh, well, yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? You're gonna get
That's
your
true.
your old balls slapping on the bench, dude.
Sure.
You think you're gonna keep your feet safe? Your nuts are gonna get jock itch, cuz.
Pretty much at a certain age, they're going to hit the ground anyway.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I gotcha.
And this guy, the naked sneaker dude in the locker room, is never a regular age dude.
Right. No,
You know what I'm saying?
they're advanced.
Yeah, never regular aged. He's never white. He's never black. He's always
He's just-
ethnically ambiguous,
Wildly hairy. Almost always. Just like,
except on his head a lot of
well,
the time.
yeah, it's
You know what I
usually,
mean?
it's all like run down to his shoulders.
Yeah. Or He's a grown man who likes scooters, if you know what I'm saying.
I feel you.
Which in which case, if you're a grown man who likes scooters and you wind up naked in the gym, I'm just glad you're coming to the gym, buddy. Come on back again and keep working out, pal.
Come on your scooter and let's go. I mean, bring your scooter and let's go.
And also, you mentioned the Polak in me.
I did.
Which apparently, Polak is a slur. That's the slur way to refer to a Polish person.
Like calling a Jewish person a Jew.
Yeah, but we're going too far now.
It's condescending.
If you call me a Polak,
right.
I take zero offense to it.
And that's excellent, but that doesn't speak to the world. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's fine. It's fine. I'm not. There's much worse things.
This is us getting too soft. That we're worried about.
Well, you said
Polacks being called Polacks. But so deep in my family tree, the most genetics that are sprinkled in my family tree is Italian and Polish.
Okay.
Those are the majority of my genetic makeup.
Understood.
Somewhere deep in that genetic makeup, when you hear the language of your forefathers, ancestors, past relatives,
okay,
I think that it speaks to you on a subconscious level.
Like a guttural level?
Good. Guttural makes it sound aggressive.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know if it's speaking to you aggressively,
right.
But yeah, definitely a subconscious level.
I just assumed that if my forefathers came around, they'd be yelling at me, so.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So, I've got a couple of... I send you some music to listen to once in a while.
Yeah.
Rarely do you listen to more than 45 seconds of said music. I have yet to have sent you something, and then you came in and was like, and haven't been like, yeah, but did you hear this joint from them?
Okay, so you're saying...
Which I'm not asking you to do.
No, I know,
I'm just...
But you're saying two different things here. And first of all, sometimes I do. Sometimes you'll send me something, and then I'll be wild into it, and then come back with a whole bunch of other... Did you see he's got a new one out? Is this
That's
this
true.
one, that one, the other one?
Once we put you on journalist, you got heavy on the journalist.
Heading on that. I'm a big Walk Dog. I have a bunch of his stuff. I was waiting for the album when it came out.
Fair enough.
It hits me every now and then. I'm not going to lie.
Fair enough. So, I don't hear... Italians, I move amongst the Italians on occasion.
Sure.
My best bud, Uncle Smoke Dog, is from a family of immigrants who half of them still speak in their broken dialect when they're talking to me as if I'm going to understand what they're telling me.
Yeah.
And every time they do, I say, Vince, I don't understand North Korean.
Right.
Speak English to me, Jack. How the fucking guy in North Korea? Like, yeah, you're over here speaking Swahili, Vince. I don't know what you're saying to me.
Right.
But it connects with my inner Calabresian immigrant.
Okay.
On occasion, my wife makes pierogies.
Okay.
I like pierogies a lot.
Sure. Pierogies are good stuff.
Because it connects with my inner Warsaw soccer hooligan.
Right.
You know, because that's what I imagine. That should I have grown up in Poland, I imagine I would be a soccer hooligan in the ghettos of Warsaw.
No question.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe I would be making Polish trap music.
Yeah.
Maybe if I grew up in Italy, I'd be making Italian trap.
Right, but it would be trap, and that's the point.
And I bring this up because I listen to music of the world.
You do.
I don't care if you're singing or rapping in English.
Right.
If you got a hit on your hands,
a vibe is a vibe.
I'll tell you got a hit on your hands.
100%.
Now, the Italian trap scene right now, popping. My favorite rapper, if you haven't checked him out, there's a kid named Rove, R-H-O-V-E.
Right.
He's making hit after hit after hit. What he's talking about, I'm not sure. From my understanding, he's on some real positive shit with his raps, which good for you.
Yeah.
He's into, and one video he had dirt bikes, another video they're skateboarding. One video he bungee jumped off a bridge. The he's about extreme sports.
Yeah.
He's an extreme kid, and I like that
He's
about
the Red Bull of rappers.
But the music grabs me more And I'm a hip hop. We know I'm a hip hop guy through and through.
Yeah.
So the golden era and beyond, early 2000s block hugger rap grabs me by the soul. It's what my spirit animal is a kid on a corner in North Philly, 2002, rapping into a camera to be later put on DVD. That's my spirit animal.
Right.
But these Milanese kids, these Italian kids, Rove and his buddies, really have been grabbing me lately. I've also encountered Polish trap music, and I heard it from 2 floors away.
Okay.
I'm working on the 2nd floor, and I hear this bass line dumping out of the basement.
Okay.
And I go, who's playing
What is that?
Because it's really, something's going on there. What
Right.
is this? I mosey my way down into the basement. This was in New York. I'm working on a job where the Polish plumbers are listening to heavy Polish street rap. And it called me and it touched my soul, right?
Right.
So I think on some level that these native tongues that are deep in our genetics. Now also, I come from a long line of criminals.
Yeah.
Like my father, they called him Monk
Okay.
because he was the brother who didn't get in any
He was the
trouble.
saint, yeah.
Uncle Bob, Uncle Steve were the kids in the 70s who they said, "Hey, do you want to go do 10 years or would you like to sign up for the military?"
Right.
And they went military.
Right.
But even before them, legend on my family tree has it that my great-grandfather, on the Polak side, caught himself a body in Poland,
Okay.
and they kind of sent him,
Swept him under the rug over to here.
threw him on a boat, got him to America to kind of, because
Protect
we're talking early 1900s.
Right.
You get out of the country early 1900s.
You get out of the city, you're good.
Yeah,
It's
ain't
not
no
like they had
Interpol
DNA
coming to
tests,
look
yeah.
for you. My grandfather on the Italian side, he's also partial my spirit animal. He was an Italian kid in North Philly on a corner singing doo-wop into a Polaroid.
Okay.
Or maybe into a phonograph or something. Basically, he was the early version. My grandpa was the first version of Petey Crack and Meek Mill.
He was in those beef albums that I have from back then.
Before the Smack DVD came out or the Big Star DVDs, my grandpa was on the corner singing doo-wop in North Philly.
He was in the original Verses against Mario Lanza.
He stopped stealing cars for a little while so that he could serenade
Focus
the
on
neighborhood
music career, yeah.
on a corner. No, he was a legal car thief from North Philly. He was a repo man.
Oh, okay.
He knew how to steal cars, so he got a job as a repo man.
That's
now
smart.
he never
Apply your trade.
admitted to the stealing cars illegally before becoming a repo man, but I'm pretty sure
It's a tax write-off. It's just practice.
I'm pretty sure that you don't get to be a repo man being an Italian kid in 1940s North Philly
Right.
without maybe
Some
practicing your trade before actually going to the big leagues with
And
it.
I'm sure you had the talent, but not for nothing. But in 1940s, all you had to do was get the car up, and it was going. It's not.
Yeah,
like,
it was
there's
probably
no
a whole lot
lockout
easier,
stuff.
right? It's a whole lot easier. It just took nuts.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, you just had
And-
to have the guts to do it.
Pop-Up had nuts, without a doubt. Till his last days, my man had some balls on him. But I say that to say that I have Italian and Polak criminal in my genetics.
Right.
So when I hear Italian and Polak criminal music, it grabs me on a different level than some of the other things that I listen to.
You're like in the cartoons when the grandma puts the pie on the windowsill to cool off, and the mist comes off. The steam comes off it, and you just see the
calling
characters
to me.
floating towards it.
Who's in the chat? Tell us you're here. Give us a like. We'd appreciate it. Anything that you'd like to briefly touch on before we sign out of here? You said you had a couple of things.
Yeah, we're in overtime, and you're probably not going to be doing a show next week. So, when I sit at my desk during the day, I try to absorb as much as I can. And one of the things I've become kind of fascinated by is all these podcasts. I say like 90% of them are just giving you bad takes on purpose, just to get to get the fight.
Yeah.
Fine.
Or
But-
they're a circle jerk.
Well,
The
yeah,
comedian
yeah.
podcasts are a great circle
Constantly.
jerk. I love your new special.
Right.
Oh no, your special was better.
Did you see?
You're such a funny guy.
Did you see Tom Segura's new special?
Nah.
And he's making
I've
fun
seen
of.
it's
he
out.
makes fun of Bert in it, and it's
Nice.
hilarious. But anyway, so one of the things I'm fascinated by is like you were saying, we're golden age kids.
Yeah.
We come from a whole different era of this music.
Yeah.
So I get to listen to these kids give a take on it where like they're not influenced by maybe when Illmatic came out, I was in a certain point in my life and it influences how I felt about the record.
Yeah.
But they don't have that. They're just going
They're
back and
listening
listening
to
records.
oldies.
Exactly.
Yeah, Sadie loves the 90s.
Yeah, Alessandro's a big 70s guy. He will put on yacht rock if you give him the chance.
Okay.
So one of the ones that caught me was 2003.
Yeah.
2 albums come out. Get Rich or Die Trying.
Yep.
And
classic.
the Black Album.
Both classics.
Both classics.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, Get Rich or Die Trying is leagues ahead of the Black Album. But I'm seeing this wave of the Black Album is the better album, and I wanted to see your feeling on that.
Well, oftentimes,
Go ahead.
good Americans,
Pop. Oh, wait, we're going to stand up? Let me,
oftentimes, we not only judge music. Can you see me? This is important stuff here.
There you go. Go ahead.
Okay. Oftentimes, we judge music not only by the content of the music. Let me hold the pencil like this. Not only do we judge music by the content of it,
Right.
but like you're saying, my cohort and henchman, by where we are
Right.
in that section of our life. In 2003, I was a teen run astray. Cast aside from popular society and locked away in the New Jersey correction
The
system.
department.
Inside of that correction system, we were lucky enough to smuggle in a few mixtapes from the street. We had Diplomats Volume 5, hosted by K. Slay.
Okay.
The other album that sticks out in my head was a mixtape prior to an album by a gentleman named 50 Cent.
50 is the future?
And they called that mixtape Get Rich or Die Trying.
Oh, okay.
And it was the pre-released album. It was the album before the album.
Before they cleared all the samples.
That joint banged.
Oh, yeah.
It was heavy.
Oh.
We were singing Thicker Than Water. Now that was that Thicker Than Water was on G Unit, I think.
No.
But we had that maybe on a mixtape somewhere.
You had, for that one, you got Patiently Waiting. You got If I Can't. You have...
Do it can't be done.
That is a...
Cause I'ma let the champagne by the rack. I'ma take...
PIMP is on that. Wankster is on that.
Yeah. The hits.
Many Men. Yeah, it's an in the club. It's a monster. And I'm not knocking the Black Album.
Smoke
But
what I want to
I
smoke.
don't think
Drink what I
if
want
I was
to drink.
if I was just gonna do straight up Jay-Z against 50, one album to one album, the Black Album.
You can't put the Black Album against Get Rich or Die
no,
Trying.
it wouldn't be
You
it.
gotta put...
Blueprint 3, maybe.
You gotta put
You gonna
the
go-
Blueprint.
The first Blueprint.
You gotta put the if you're gonna do one album for one album, Jay versus 50. Obviously, 50s is Get Rich or Die Trying. Forget
not
Massacre.
debatable. Yeah,
forget. I would like to see Power of a Dollar versus Reasonable Doubt.
Okay.
But that's not.
That's not
50's best work.
That's not 50 in his final form.
No, I agree. I love Power of a Dollar.
Yeah.
I guess I don't love it as much as I love Get Rich or Die Trying. You got to put Get Rich or Die Trying up against the Blueprint.
Okay.
Or up against the Dynasty album.
Okay.
That's the only way that you could
Yeah.
compete with them. The Black Album, good
It's
album.
an excellent album. It's a great comeback album. Like everything about it is great, but
It's not his
falls
best work.
Way short of Get Rich or Die Trying.
Whether you are listening to it sonically and like leaving everything else to the side,
Right.
it doesn't stack up sonically. No, it stacks up sonically, but Get Rich or Die Trying just has joint after joint after joint after joint. And at that time, that was like, Jay was already Jay then.
Oh, yeah.
But 50 was just coming into the game and lighting it on fire with Get Rich or Die Trying.
Well, that was the thing. Jay at that point was like the head of Def Jam, whatever position he had at the top of Def Jam.
Yeah.
And the legend has it that he's sitting in the office in whatever January of 2003, and somebody brings him in a pre-copy of Get Rich or Die Trying, and he listens to it and he's like, This is it. We're fucked. This is his year. Yeah. There's nothing we're going to do here. And he was dead right. But so even if Jay knows it, I don't know how anybody else can miss it. But
I'm wondering how what the younger kids are seeing that they think that the Jay-Z, maybe they're not just taking it for the music. They're looking at Jay as a person versus 50 as a person. 50 is not the...
Jay's a better lyricist.
Well, now that we hate masculinity and confidence...
Sure.
Now that the younger generation hates anybody who's proud of themselves, confident.
Yeah.
You know,
that's their mantra.
They want you to, dislike yourself, question yourself, follow the leader. And so 50 is anti anything that is held in high regard with the kids in 2023.
Is anti-50.
50 is anti that, especially 2002, 2003 50.
Right.
He was a real, I wouldn't say he's a wankster, but he was a real handful.
He was the thug's thug.
Yeah, he was a thugster. So I think it's the 50 album too.
I think there could have been worse albums that they said were better than Get Rich or Die Trying for that year, but I don't see how it trumps it. So I just wanted to see. So one other thing real quick.
Yeah.
Another same scenario podcast thing. We're a little bit separated in age, but not tremendously.
Yeah, 20 years.
Have you ever just gotten in your car and just drove just for the sake of being out and about on the road and just like for your mental state, just go out and cruise?
When that truck was new,
right,
I did it all the time.
Okay.
And I remember I was arguing with Steph about who knows what.
Right.
Nothing really important. And I was like, you know what? I'm going for a ride.
Right.
And she was like floored by it. Like, what do you mean you're going for a ride? Where are you going?
Oh, okay.
I'm like,
so
I'm just going for a ride. I'm going to go put on my stereo system very loudly, wear my sunglasses, and I'm going to drive.
Find an open road and roll down the windows and go.
Yeah.
And scream whatever the lyrics are.
I'm just going to drive.
All right, so this steps right into my point. So it was like a foreign concept to her to do that?
It was either a foreign concept or she was just mad enough that she was going to question anything that I said at that point.
I was watching a conversation and it was a person somewhere in our age and then a younger person. They were like, and then you would just go out and drive and listen to the whole album. And she was like, you get in your car to not go to a destination?
Well, were these New York kids?
No, okay. They weren't. They weren't like city kids to where it was like, okay, they just walk everywhere.
Right.
No. They were just like, the concept of getting in your car to not go somewhere else was just like, you might as well have told them there was ghosts in the room.
Well, look, we used to, one of the national pastimes in my teens was doing the old Wedgwood 500.
Okay.
Which meant we just hopped in the car, twisted up a couple of blunts, a couple of white owls, rolled up the windows, smoked, and drove and listened to Get Rich or Die Trying, or whatever was the album of the week at that time. Yeah, whatever was the album of the week at that time, we played it doing the Wedgwood 500. I can remember a particular evening. I don't know if Cousin Bauk's in here. He hasn't said nothing, so I assume he's not.
Right.
But me and Cousin Bauk and SP are in SP's Acura Legend, twisting, burning a probably a strawberry white owl. Maybe it might have even been back when we were smoking chocolate Phillies.
Okay.
That was way back. Philly Titans even, maybe. And so we're going to drive and smoke and just cruise. And SP had a heavy foot. He was a hell of a wheelman.
Right.
So we're ripping up this road that's a neighborhood road, probably doing 60 or so. Way faster than you should be doing in a neighborhood road. And we fly by a cop. Now, we already got the jump on him because he's parked.
Because you're moving.
And we're moving. But in the rear view, you see the lights go on and see him pull out.
Right.
SP does a few evasive maneuvers. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Couple lefts, couple rights. Winds up pulling into somebody's driveway. We shut off the lights.
Down, tuck the seats back.
And lay back in the car. Because that's the kind of thing you do when you're out for just a cruise to listen to music.
Yeah.
You never know what's good. You could wind up on a high-speed chase if you go out for just a cruise.
You just need to know what you're doing.
Which breaks society into two halves, dude.
Okay.
The kind of people who are willing to put it all on the line for a good time.
For fresh air.
Those are the kind of people, for fresh air.
Right.
You'll put it all on the line for a breath of that outdoor air.
Right.
And the people who are going to stay in the house.
Right.
Now, if you're saying that it's a foreign concept to get in the car and drive, you're probably one of those people who's going to stay on the house. Here at the Gig Podcast, we're going to put it all on the line for a breath of fresh air.
Absolutely.
Do you think we still got sound?
I'm showing that we still have sound, yeah.
Because we ain't got visual.
That's fine. We do have sound.
Okay. That being said,
so I might as well take us out. This is the perfect time for the
better time than when the screen shuts off.
That's right.
To call it a night. Thank you guys for coming through. We will be here next week at. We may be here. Yeah, we might do a road show. I don't know. I'm going on vacation. Maybe I'm reporting live from Forsyth Park in Savannah, Georgia, on the back of a KLX.
Right.
Maybe that's how I'll do it. I'll call in, Zoom call. I'll sit on the back of the KLX.
And just rip it up a little bit.
Nah, you can't move.
No.
I've learned that.
Lose the internet?
Yeah, it's terrible.
Okay.
But we can sit in a park because the parks in Savannah, Georgia are glorious.
Okay.
I'll be down there sweating in that swamp air, enjoying every moment of it. I hope you guys are up here sweating in this humid, less swampy air, enjoying every moment of that. We will be back. If you don't see us next week, you'll see us the following week, every Monday night at 8:30. This is the Gig Podcast. I am once again legendary incel s.cove.com, sitting across from Playboy and international hustler P. Cognac. We will see you on another round.